Hi, everyone. It's Jap. Welcome to Getting to Great number 13. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. First of all, thanks so much for all your support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you get a chance, I'm going to ask for three things. First of all, please consider subscribing to the channel. Again, I've been really happy with all the feedback I've gotten, so please consider subscribing. Number two, please like the video. If it's something that you enjoy or something that you think that would help others, please share it out. Please spread the word. That's how the channel grows. And number three, please give me some feedback. If it's something, if there's a topic you want me to cover, if you don't like something, just tell me. I won't be offended. So here we go. This is the first one of 2025, and it's a really important one, okay? And I'm calling it Pick Five Things, okay? Ready? Go? Pick five things. So we all know that we get wrapped up in a New Year's resolution, okay? Almost all of us, okay? And then what happens? You pick this resolution, it doesn't work, and then you just stop. So I'm going to give you 5 tips or 5 things that I think will really help you on your journey in the beginning of 2025. And again, they're not all encompassing. They're not going to solve everything, but I do think they're going to help. I've used them myself. I use them all the time in whether I'm powerlifting, my teaching field, I'm training people. So here we go. Number one, pick one thing to work on. Okay. It's so difficult if you're spreading yourself all over the place and trying to pick 2 things. I want to do this and I want to do that and I got to work on this. It just doesn't work. It works for a little bit, but then it's overwhelming and you end up stopping everything. So pick one thing. Pick one thing that you really want to work on. Number two, and this is really important as it relates to number one. When I say pick one thing, the one thing you pick, it's got to mean something. Like, don't just go on a whim. So if your one thing is to look for a new job, if that's your one thing, man, you got to really go for it. If your one thing is, let's say, to get in better shape, then it's got to really mean something to you. And like I said, you can't have 5 different things. Pick one thing, and it's really got to mean something that's important to you. Number three, and we all struggle with this, okay? Got to count your wins. And what I mean by that is anytime something is challenging, it's very easy for us to not count our wins, but harp on the losses. And that'll relate to number four. Like we always think about, well, this didn't work and that didn't work and I'm worthless and I'm not going to do this. And then you stop. Don't do that. Whatever thing that you pick or whatever goal that you have, if you have a win, even a small one, count it, embrace it, enjoy it. Because there's going to be some of those tough losses. And that's like number four. Forgive your losses. Again, forgive them. You're going to struggle. If it's anything meaningful that is challenging, sometimes things are going to not work out as planned. For me, as a competitive power lifter, I've had some really, really great meets, and then I've had some that have not been as great. But I always keep pushing forward, and I don't harp on the bad ones. I remember them, I think about them, and I remind myself not to live in them. So again, count your wins, forgive your losses. And then number five, this is kind of a tricky one. Don't be afraid to kind of change your goal. I didn't say give up. I said, don't be afraid to change it because sometimes we end up picking a goal that, for whatever reason, is just not attainable, or we pick something that we really want to work on, and maybe we don't realize that it's going to be more challenging than we originally thought. So don't be afraid to adjust the thing that you're working on. And I just give you a simple example. We always talk about like wellness, and let's say somebody, has a goal and they want to lose like 30 pounds, right? And let's say they want to lose 30 pounds in, let's say, 6 months. Okay. But they see that they're struggling. They're 3 months in and maybe they've lost 5 or 10. And that's still great. That's a huge accomplishment. But losing the other 20 or 25 is going to be really hard. So there's nothing wrong with adjusting it and saying, hey, you know what? Instead of losing 30, I'd be really happy with 20. And it's just addressing where you are at a certain point in time. So There are my 5 tips. Okay, pick one thing to work on, not 10. Make sure that the one thing you're picking, it means something to you. Count your wins. Really embrace those wins that you get. Forgive your losses. Again, if you struggle, forgive yourself. And number 5, don't be afraid to make an adjustment as you go along because things are always changing. So that is getting to great number 13. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. Just a reminder, if you like the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, spreading the word to others, just simply saying, hey, I was watching Craig and I think his advice is really helpful. It's really positive. I would really appreciate that. Like the video, give me some feedback. And if there's a topic that you want me to talk about, I'll talk about just about anything that I think is going to be beneficial. So thanks again for all you do. I appreciate you. As always, you are awesome.